Cohen has broken with family tradition, but not with individual relatives. It may be a chance meeting with a wealthy cousin now living in Rio and in town for a visit, or lunch at the Ritz with an uncle. His wanderings are punctuated by chance encounters. He is generous with his friendship and with any money he happens to have. At the moment, he is very well heeled. One of his books of poetry was a runaway bestseller. His only novel had an advanced paperback printing of 120,000 copies. 1964 was a very good year. With prizes and other fringe benefits, he earned $17,000. Before that, he earned next to nothing. And a return to poverty will have no noticeable effect on his way of life.
Madame, est-ce qu'on peut commander quelque chose?
Oui, monsieur, avec plaisir.
Je voudrais un sandwich au fromage et un verre de lait, s'il vous plaît.
Un verre de lait?
Oui.
Très bien, monsieur Cohen.
Merci.
Cohen finds nourishment both in the crowds and in solitude. He finds it, too, in an ancient Chinese book of oracles called the I Ching.
Do you really feel like staking your participation in the future on advice from the I Ching at this moment?
Well, I'm willing to take guidance from the book.
All right.
You want this?
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Well, we may have to do 9.
The I Ching dates back to Confucius, but was discovered by the Western world barely 50 years ago. Although it bears a superficial resemblance to a Ouija board, the great psychiatrist Carl Jung extolled the I Ching as a valuable tool to self-examination and to achieving insight into one's true personality.
Approach means supreme success. Perseverance furthers. When the 8th month comes, there will be misfortune.
What month is this? Spring?
It's the 11th month, so we're okay. The hexagram as a whole points to a time of joyous, hopeful progress. Spring is approaching. Joy and forbearance bring high and low near together. Joy and forbearance. Success is certain. But we must work with determination and perseverance to make full use of the propitiousness of the time. And one thing more, spring does not last forever.
In Greece, Cohen loves and lives with a girl named Mariana.
Beneath my hands, your small breasts are the upturned bellies of breathing fallen sparrows. Wherever you move, I hear the sounds of closing wings, of falling wings. I am speechless because you have fallen beside me, because your eyelashes are the spines of tiny, fragile animals. I dread the time when your mouth begins to call me hunter.
Mariana waits for Cohen in a white house on the Greek island of Hydra. He moved to Greece in 1961 after a miserable winter in England.
One day I was walking down Bank Street. I'd had a tooth out, and it was raining, and I had a cold. And I saw the Bank of Greece etched in marble. And I went in there, and there was a man wearing sunglasses behind the counter. I thought that was really splendid. That was the most eloquent protest against the entire landscape that I'd seen, you know. He was wearing sunglasses in the bank, and it only had moderate fluorescent lighting.
Okay, the Rockport. Rockport είναι Δανία.
Όλα πάρα.
Πώς, πολύ ευχαριστώ.
Ευχαριστώ.
Παρακαλώ.
In Greece, he has picked up a strong working knowledge of the language. He is fascinated by the violence of the Mediterranean, but has developed a pronounced distaste for meat. This shows in his writings.
Great torsos of meadow animals strung in glistening, flayed exhibitions. Heads piled in pyramids like park cannonballs, some of them cruelly facing a sausage display of their missing extremities. And further down the corridor, no recognizable animal shapes, but chunks of their bodies, shaped not by hide or muscle, but by cleaver, knife, and appetite. I think humanity... well, it's true that since I stopped eating meat, I feel a lot better among animals. I feel I can be much more honest when I pat a dog.
Cohen collects his letters and makes certain he is heavily photographed. He does this simply because he feels he's becoming an important writer, and that such material will someday be of value. And yet he is totally devoid of arrogance, and is deeply concerned with the style of his soul.
Hold me, hard light, soft light, hold me. Moonlight in your mountains, fold me. Sunlight in your tall waves, scald me. Iron light in your wires, shield me. Death light in your darkness, wield me. In burlap bags the bankers sow me. In countries far the merchants sell me. In icy caves the princes throw me. In golden rooms the doctors geld me. In battlefields the hunters rule me. I will starve till prophets find me. I will bleed till angels bind me. Still I sing till churches blind me. Still I love till cogwheels wind me. Well, hold me, hard light, soft light, hold me. Moonlight in your mountains, hold me. Sunlight in your tall waves, scald me. Iron light in your wires, shield me. Death light in your darkness,
It's yours. That's Alan. Is that yours?
Cohen's circle of real friends is small. One who stayed in the clothing business and makes a great deal of money is Robert Hirshhorn.
Hirshhorn is one of the great tightrope acrobats of our century. He flirts with cliches, he dances with prototypes, but he escapes them all. He just dances between them.
Another is a sculptor, Mort Rosengarten.
Mort is one of the great gentlemen that anybody who knows him knows. He's organically a gentleman. He's one of my oldest and dearest friends. We only have 4 or 5 friends, and lucky if you have that many.
Then there's the painter, Derek May.
He is the most irreverent person that I know, and his humor is based on the idea of upset. That's what he does with ideas. He rocks them like those toys, those boxing toys that never fall over.
Little entrance.
You have very good coffee cutter now.
The slave of all time.
We're having fun! We're winning! We're winning! We're winning the eternal battle! We're keeping the party going! We're keeping the party going! Now, listen, seriously.
I think most of the women that my friends love are very attractive, sexual people. That is something which, happily, and for which we must bend our knees all the time, sexuality is general. And although only one man may be receiving the favors of a woman, all men in her presence are warmed. That's the great generosity of women and the great generosity of the Creator who worked it out that way, is that there are no unilateral agreements of sexuality.
And the world starts moving like clockwork.